Last West Coast stop of the season for the Mets, and you know what? They saved the best for last. When you're in San Diego, California, you don't mind being out on the West Coast for the fourth time in a little over 2 months. The most picturesque city, I'm saying it right now, in all of America. And nestled right next to the Gaslamp Quarter is Petco Park. That's where we welcome you to Friday Night Mets on Pix 11. Tonight, the Mets in San Diego to face the San Diego Padres. And with that, we welcome you live inside the stadium alongside Keith Hernandez. I'm Steve Gelbs, filling in this weekend for Gary Cohen. And when you look at these two teams, Keith, kind of mirror images of each other. High-priced offensive stars that have gotten off to tough starts this season. The Padres losers of 9 of their last 10, and the offense really struggling, especially the big guys.
Well, their big four right there, you're looking on your screen, they just haven't really done it. Tatis has gotten hot of late, but only 1 home run this year. The big guy right now is Machado. Machado is hitting on the interstate. He is really struggling, and if they're not going to go anywhere, if these 4 guys in their lineup don't turn it around.
Batting 195 as a team since April 28th. Meanwhile, on the Mets side, similar struggles this season for Bo Bichette, but he is coming off his best game as a Met, 4 for 4 on Wednesday. Can this be the game that finally sparks him?
Well, you're only as good as your last game, and now the only thing that's important now is this game. The 4 for 4 is very promising. The Mets aren't going to go anywhere without Bichette doing what Bichette does. He's got a body of work. He's a quality player, an all-star. He's just had a tough time. The Mets need him to pick it up, and that 4 for 4 certainly was a positive.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Mets are getting some positive returns from Christian Scott, their young starter, coming off his first win as a big leaguer on Saturday against the Marlins. 5 innings, 1 run ball, 8 strikeouts.
Well, congratulations to Christian. It took him a long time to get that first win. I'm so happy for him. The Mets have won 5 of his 7 starts this year. That's a positive. His last 2 starts, he's only given up 1 run in 10 2/3 inning.
On the Padres side, it'll be Michael King, who came back on a 3-year deal this offseason, got off to a great start, but struggling over the last 2.
Well, he was part of that Soto trade with the Yankees. They came over here to the Padres. He's got good stuff, but he's on the downside. In his last 2 starts, he's given up 9 runs in 9 2/3 innings, and he is winless in his career against the Mets.
We'll see if the Mets can keep those positive returns rolling against Michael King. But just look at that. Oh, my goodness. Can we stay out here for another few days after this?
In New York City, Lady Luck is smiling upon you. The wait is over. For the first time ever, live dealer table games are now open 24/7, only at Resorts World New York City, featuring live craps, roulette, baccarat, and blackjack. So come roll the dice and let the chips fall where they may. In a city that never sleeps, your seat at the table is always open. A world like no other. Resorts World New York City.
New York Mets baseball on Pix 11 is brought to you by Stop and Shop. Good things are in store. By AAA Northeast, providing trusted roadside assistance, travel services, discounts, insurance, and financial services for over 120 years. By Cambridge Paving Stones with ArmorTech, your outdoor dreams come true. And by Parker Life, we make aging part of life. Play Ball Weekend is here, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. Visit playball.org to learn more. Let's all play ball. The themes of the game are brought to you by Bet365. Keith?
Well, it's West Coast and it's Southern California. Beach Boys, Jan and Dean, the Ventures, surfing through the lineup. We talked about Scott in the opener, how he's on a 2-start roll. King on the opposite side. Watch that riptide. He might take you out. And Pacific time, I feel like it's 9:30. Do you feel like it's 9:30?
Yeah, just about 9:30. By the way, I only understood Beach Boys. You're not with Gary this weekend, Keith. We'll be back. First pitch next.
In this city, we don't just wait.
Well, there's Juan Soto. Remember, he played here for about 1.5 years, 2022 and 2023, before being traded to the Yankees for, as you mentioned, Keith, in the open, tonight's starting pitcher for the Padres, Michael King. Craig Stammen, first season as Padres manager 13 big league seasons, final 6 with San Diego. But he had a really good career between the Nats and the Padres. 3.66 ERA and 562 career appearances. But Keith, as we mentioned, it has been a struggle in his first season managing this group.
Well, they haven't hit, they haven't scored runs. They're last not only in the NL, but in Major League Baseball. All 30 teams in a lot of important categories. And Mason Miller hasn't pitched in around 4 or 5 days a week because they haven't won. They've lost 9 out of 10.
We saw that earlier this season with Devin Williams. That's what happens when you are not winning. Your closer doesn't get in the game. Here is the Mets starting lineup, brought to you by NYU Langone Health. Jared Young back in the cleanup spot and back starting at first base. 3 of the last 4 games he has been in there over Mark Vientos, who is not playing against righties.
And there's Michael King. He is born in Rochester, New York. Was the 12th round pick in 2016 by the Marlins. Wound up here in San Diego. He's off 2 bad starts, but if he's got it going, he's got 3 good pitches and he can be tough. His ERA is solid. And your Padre defense brought to you by ShopRite. And you've got up in the upper right-hand corner, you got Fernando Tatis. 2 Gold Gloves, 1 last year, and 2 Platinums, the Platinum last year as well. He can pick it over there. Machado, a Gold Glover. You see the All-Star guys there. They're the ones that got to turn this around, get their bats hot, or this Padre team's going to be in trouble.
There's Fernando Tatis Jr. back in right field, been playing some second base. Pitch number 1 delivered to Carson Bench, and we're underway. Carson Bench, 3 for 12 in the series in Seattle, including that 2 home run game.
He's hung in there, let me tell you, and he's feeling more comfortable and solid defender.
And he's been working deep counts to lead games off as Carlos Mendoza looks on. 7 pitches in the first at bat on Monday. Pops this one up into foul territory. Underneath it is Machado, and he ends the at-bat in 3 pitches this time. But I was going to say 7 pitches on Monday, 11 pitches on Tuesday, and 6 pitches seen on Wednesday for Carson Bench. Meanwhile, here comes Bo Bichette coming off his best game as a Met, 4 for 4, first 4-hit game of the season for him. Bichette has seen a lot of Michael King from his days in Toronto when King was a pitcher for the Yankees.
Yeah, King had what? He had 5 years with the Yanks. It was 13 and 17 in 115 games, only 19 starts. The Padres made him a starter.
Well, very similar to what the Mets did with his bullpen mate for a little bit, and Clay Holmes. Right?
Yep.
Padres did it first, and then the Mets did it with Clay Holmes.
That's a little sweeping breaking ball right there. He throws to right-handers. He's got a good curve as well, which he throws to the lefties. He's been throwing more change-ups this year, more than he's ever had in his career, to both lefties and righties.
First time in his career that his changeup has been his primary pitch. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And there are 2 down.
He's one of those guys, King, that if he's on, he can shut you down. But you know, he's a lifetime 35-33 pitcher. He's basically a 500 pitcher over his 8 years. So that's kind of indicative of what he is.
Juan Soto still here in the booze here in San Diego. 2 on, nobody out. Squares to bunt, pulls back, 0-1. 1-0, call the ball. See the little wry smile from Soto there.
I thought that missed. Juan's got a good eye.
Into left field. Coming on is Bryce Johnson. One-hand grab to retire the side. Mets go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first.
For the wall. Steps on second. Throws to first for the double play. Catch the Mets on Pix 11 all season long. And for all things Mets and more,
Starting lineup brought to you by Empire City Casino. Fernando Tatis Jr. We talked about how strange of a year it's been, hitting for average but not for power. Finally hit his first home run of the season on Saturday. Had gone 55 games homerless to start the year, the second most ever by a player who had previously hit 40 home runs.
And there's Christian Scott's numbers. And, you know, the last 10 2/3 we mentioned, only giving up the 1 run, but he's pitched well since his call-up in all 7 of his starts.
Pours in strike number 1, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
This is a new version of their city uniforms, the Padres, am I correct?
Yeah, they only are allowed to have them, I believe, for 3 years, which would make the Mets City Connects in their final season this year, the gray ones, I believe. I like the old City Connects for the Padres better than these, though.
I don't mind these at all. I thought the other ones were horrible.
Oh, I loved the other ones.
Oh.
Off the hands, and that'll dunk in for a base hit. So Fernando Tatis Jr. on first to lead off for the Padres.
Well, 3 straight fastballs. Fastball in for strike 1, fastball away for strike 2. Tried to come back in. And that's just, you know what? You tip your hat right there. He brought his hands in and inside out it and muscled it out to center field. If anything on that pitch, you want to get it a little higher up in the letters. But that's just good hitting.
Got to watch Tatis at first base. A career high 32 stolen bases last year. He's 14 for 20 so far this year as Gavin Sheets takes a ball outside.
Sheets has been one of the hot hitters. He got 10 home runs this year.
10 home runs, 10 doubles. Maybe their best overall hitter this season. Ooh, big cut there for strike 1.
He's rushing that fastball up there. Another lefty with a low ball swing. What a great setting, and they fill it up here every night.
And there's just so much to love about this ballpark. Not just inside, but the location in the city, right next to the gas lamp quarter. You see the Western Metal Co. building, one of the most unique parts of a ballpark in all of Major League Baseball. It's just gorgeous.
Well, this whole downtown area has been rejuvenated. When I played, you didn't go anywhere near downtown. It was just really dilapidated and a lot of, you know, unsavory characters hanging around, for lack of a better word.
Sheets into left field, but that'll reach the seats.
Car shield defense for your Metropolitans. You've got the 4-time All-Star Soto in left field, not DHing. The 2 guys out there, Ewing and Benj, and you've seen it, folks. How much have they improved that defense in the outfield? They can both go get them, and they've made run-saving plays, a lot of them, since their call-up. I love the 2 of them, and I particularly love Benj out in right field because he's got the strong arm.
They call themselves the Psychopaths, and they've been playing like it out there so far this season. Full count to Sheets. There goes Tatis off the hands into left field. Couple of hops and a one-handed grab for Soto for the first out of the inning.
Nope. Only 1 home run given up this year by Scott. And that was to a right-hander. It's got split. His split stats are reverse.
Well, we talked about how much Manny Machado has been struggling this season, but he is still a power threat. 6 of his last 12 hits have been a home run. Only has 12 hits in his last 28 games, but 6 of them have left the yard. Still leads the Padres in home runs. Weak contact off the mound, backhanded by Simeon, and he throws to first for an unassisted 4-4-3 double play. Through 1, we're scoreless here in San Diego. Powerball Double Play is here now. Double your play with Powerball Double Play for just $1 more. Try it tonight. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Jared Young leads off the second inning for the Mets, and he takes a ball outside. And here is your Powerball double play of the night. Marcus Semien crossing over the bag, backhand, and easy turn to get Machado.
Interesting. 2 straight breaking balls to Jared. He is a very dangerous hitter. I've always liked his swing. He's very strong. He's got 2 home runs and limited at bats. He is a very dangerous hitter.
And it's 3-0 on Young, who is starting to earn more playing time as well.
Oh, he's going to play.
3 for 11 in the series in Seattle. All 3 hits for extra bases. That's taken for a strike. I should say 2 of the 3 hits for extra bases, a double and a home run. But this season, really good numbers. And there's Mark Vientos, who he struggled so much as of late against righties. And now he is starting to platoon with Young.
Jared, 3-1 count. Don't take that fastball. Don't look for a breaking ball. You're a good fastball hitter. Jump on it.
That one is scorched to deep right field, and that'll be gone. A home run for Jared Young. His 3rd in 9 games since coming off the IL. And the Mets take a 1-0 lead.
He's got a fast bat. Well, he fell behind Jared 3-0 with breaking balls, and then got 2 straight fastballs, and the 3rd one, Jared said, I got this one. Boy, he crushed it. Crushed it.
A.J. Ewing, second batter of the inning, takes strike 1. Well, Carlos Mendoza was talking before the game about Jared Young. Said no matter what, you're going to get a good at-bat from him. Has such a good knowledge of the strike zone. And certainly a power threat.
Well, here it is right here. 3-2 fastball. Oh, the changeup right down the old pipe. And he will be rubbing up a new one.
Right up the middle, but perfectly positioned is Bogarts. Low throw, but 1 away.
We'll take a look from the side here. He got all smile. When you hit a home run, you always smiling. Not widespread, and he has a nice stride. He loves that low ball. Loves that low ball. And there's a nice angle. God, he's just very powerful.
Marcus Semien now went 1 for 11 in Seattle, but the 1 hit was a home run. Went hitless in the final 2 games against the Mariners, but had gone 8 for his previous 23 with 3 home runs and a double. "35 years old, turns 36 this September." Skied into right center field. Jackson Merrill is underneath it, and they're 2 away.
The home run right here. Now, look at the stride. It's a big stride, almost the whole entire box. But where are his feet originally? His feet are really shoulder length when he's in his stance. So he does take a very big stride.
Now you could say, even with the injuries this year, that Jared Young has been one of the top, I don't know, 3 hitters for the Mets this season when he's been in there.
Well, he hasn't been in there very long. Unfortunately, he got hurt and took him out for quite a while, and he was missed.
Here's Brett Beatty with 2 outs. Swings over top that pitch, 1-1.
Good sinking change there from King. Brett's been struggling. He's been having a hard time getting the barrel out on the fastball. And as you get a pitch to hit, and if you can't hit the fastball and you keep fouling it back and you're not getting there, then you know, when you're on time, as they say in today's jargon, kind of I'm working on that. Getting
You're good. You're good. You're doing a good job.
You know, and then you're late and you're fouling it back. Then you're allowing that pitcher to make a nasty pitch.
He's behind 1-2 and spoils that pitch. Well, Brett hitting just 171 in his last 11 games. He's never had a hit at Petco Park. 0 for 14 with 7 strikeouts here.
Well, he can get his first one here.
Well, he'll have to wait another at bat as Bogaerts makes the play to end the inning, but Jared Young puts the Mets on top with a solo shot. The Power Report is brought to you by Blue Chew Gold. Might as well call it the lack of power report. Lowest team batting averages this season. Padres and Mets, 2 of the lowest 3. It's a 1-0 game, and given the histories this season, wouldn't expect too much more. But we'll see. Jared Young giving the Mets the early lead. Ty France leading off for the Padres in the home half of the second.
He's been swinging a hot bat of late. They've moved him into the cleanup spot. First time he's batted cleanup was yesterday in Philadelphia. So 2 games in a row he's in the cleanup slot.
Second stint as a Padre for Ty France. He's from Huntington Beach, California, about 90 miles north of San Diego. And like you said, he is off to a great start offensively. He's turned himself into quite the defender at first base as well. So he takes ball 2.
Well, you know, with Christian right here, you're gonna doesn't use that off-speed pitch very much. His kick change, is that what you're saying?
Kick change, yeah.
He throws primarily. He's going to come after you with the hard stuff, and he puts everything into every pitch.
And you know, Keith, it is interesting to watch Scott here early because his best pitch is his fastball. He's coming after the Padres with fastballs. But this Padres team is the worst team in Major League Baseball against breaking balls.
Right.
Hitting 189 as a team.
Well, it's a lot like we talked about Brett Beatty. What makes them we haven't seen the Padres, so we don't know. But we have seen Brady on a daily basis. When you don't get the barrel out of the fastball, unconsciously in your brain, I'll hold that thought.
That is scorched into center field for a base hit. So a base hit off of a breaking ball, the sweeper. And for the second straight inning to start the game, the Padres have the leadoff base runner on.
Well, it was a hanger up over the middle and up in the strike zone. And getting back to my point, unconsciously, when I got later in my career and I wasn't as quick with my bat and the fastballs were kind of beating me, unconsciously in your mind you feel like you've got to start quicker, and that is a trap. And when you start quicker, then you're starting too quick, and then it makes you more vulnerable to the breaking ball. So that could be one of the reasons why the Padres are terrible against breaking balls. We don't know because we don't see them. It's the first time we've seen them.
Jackson Merrill squares to bunt, pops up the bunt, running after it, making the diving grab as Beatty heads up, turns around, and keeps the runner at first. Nice defensive play by Brett Beatty for out number 1.
Well, they're playing the third baseman's back so deep, it's very tempting to put down a bunt. And, you know, you want Merrill to put down a bunt. Merrill comes into the game hitting .207, so he's been struggling. And you got a team that has in the last 10 games only scored 26 runs, and that 9 losses out of in those 10 games. And you're trying to do too much. You want swing the bat.
Well, here's another one of those big boys who's struggling, Xander Bogaerts. He takes a fastball outside for ball number 1. Bogaerts just a .231 average so far this season. Signed an 11-year, $280 million deal prior to 2023.
They got 3 guys on his team that are double-digit contracts, which I can never understand.
Well, that's really the thing, too. Obviously, it's just a couple of bad months right now, and you expect that Machado and Tatis and Bogaerts will come out of it, but these guys are committed for the long haul here.
Well, there's that cutter right there, not the sweeper. I should say sweeping breaking ball. Well, there you go. The last season compared to this year. Big difference.
Yeah, they carried him last year.
You're always going to have, 3 or if you have a good lineup, you're going to have 4 to 5 good hitters in your lineup that you need. But basically, if you have 3, that's plenty.
Three-1 to Bogaerts. Big swing and a miss, and the count full, 3-2. Bogaerts, a 2-time World Series champ with Boston, 4-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger. And the payoff. Into center field. Ranging back is Ewing. He makes the grab for the second out of the inning. Hey, Keith, did you happen to see the game at Wrigley this afternoon?
I heard about it, but go ahead and tell the folks.
So the Giants, who have been really scuffling this season, 18-3. They beat the Cubs. 19 hits. Matt Chapman, 8 RBIs, including a grand slam.
Isn't that 2 games in a row where the Giants have scored double digits? What's going on?
Yeah, yesterday to Milwaukee, correct?
Yes. Did they sweep Milwaukee? They took the series. I mean, the Giants are having a good road trip.
Willie Adames, a pair of home runs today as well. Bryce Johnson, the batter for the Padres right now. They actually split the series with Milwaukee. It was a 4-game set.
Okay.
They won yesterday 12-9. But a 3-game winning streak right now for the Giants.
Well, Dodgers are starting to run away with it looks like. Diamondbacks have played a lot better, but the Padres are sinking, and they've got to turn it around quick with 7 back, or it's going to be sayonara.
The 0-2 spoiled again by Johnson. Christian Scott trying to get out of this one before the on deck hitter Sung Moon Song comes up. Soft ground ball picked up and thrown to first by Simeon, and that retires the side. Mets up 1-0 through 2. To the third we go. MJ Melendez leading off for the Mets, and we lead off with Michelle Margot.
Thanks, Steve. Well, as you guys know, some guys travel with their video game consoles, they travel with their golf clubs, whatever it may be. But MJ Melendez actually travels with a little safe box full of trading cards. He is an avid card collector, and when I say avid, I mean he literally goes and gets new cards multiple times a week. He collects mostly football and basketball cards. So I asked him, what is his favorite card? He said it's a Tom Brady 1/1. It's worth $30,000. He said this obsession actually started when he made his debut when Topps had him sign his rookie card, and then it just kind of evolved into a collection that now has tens of thousands of cards. So when he goes on the road, he actually scopes out the stores in each city. He said his collection is worth enough to buy a decent-sized house, guys.
I don't doubt that. I mean, the card collecting has really had a renaissance recently.
My nephew, Danny, in Santa Cruz, he buys the minor league cards, and it's very speculative. And he researches on who's going to be like and who's going to be the big guy.
I didn't even know that was a thing. You could buy specifically minor league cards. Wow.
There's actually a lot of other athletes into collecting cards. Cam Scadaboo of the Giants actually followed MJ Melendez on Instagram because MJ had pulled his card at the store. He said Jackson Dart, Karl Anthony Towns, they're all into it.
Yeah, my son it's about to be 7, Jason, and he is crazy into it, as are his friends. I'll tell you this, Keith, one of the best gifts I've ever received was from my dad. As Melendez pops this one up, it'll stay in the infield. Rodolfo Duran, the catcher, stays with it for the first out. But so my dad, for each of his sons, I have 2 younger brothers, the year we were born, he bought the entire Topps baseball set and then didn't give it to us until our 18th birthday.
I have a better one.
What?
I have friends that when someone has a baby, they buy him a Lafitte Rothschild of that year, and they don't give it till he's 21. It's had 21 years of aging, and it's ready to drink.
Wow.
That's a
little better.
That's great.
All of this sounds like a good investment. Obviously, he spends a lot of time and money on it. So I asked him, I said, overall, are you up or down? He said, oh, I'm for sure down.
Yeah, but all it takes is one. Meanwhile, here's Luis Torrens, the 9th batter up for the Mets. I'll give you one more, Keith. I think my father got this for me as well. So I have a pack of cards that is from the year. It's hockey cards from the year that Wayne Gretzky was a rookie. And that is a thing apparently too, where you can buy the pack unopened. It's worth a certain amount because of the possibility that you have a Wayne Gretzky rookie card in it. But if you open it to find out and it's not in there,
right,
then it's worth nothing. Would you open?
I would open. If I was a kid, forget it. I used to buy cards on it, and I would want that Mickey Mantle card, and I had $1, and they were 5 cents a pack. Boy, I'd go and buy 20, whatever the heck it would cost. I'm not doing the math, and I'd go through them so fast. They're going to beat this out. Stay fair, no foul.
That was the right math.
Was it the right math?
Yeah, 5 cents.
And I would open 20. Them up. And no Mickey Mantle card, but I had 20. Those gums, bubble gum, those horrible gums, the flat gums.
When did they stop doing that?
I don't know. I do not know. And sometimes, the gum, the sugar had a sugar coating on it, and it would get on the top card. The powdery sugar, right? And it would get on the top card. Oh, those were the days. 5 cents a pack. Can you believe it?
Count full to Luis Torrens. That'll reach the seats.
Torrens is hitting 220, but he's gotten some big hits, and he just has to stay line drive. He gets a little under the ball, and he just uses the opposite field. They are shading him to right field in the outfield, as they should.
That one is skied to deep left center. Going back is Merrill at the track, and it's off the wall. And standing at second base with a double is Luis Torrens.
He hit that ball a long way. Boy, Merrill ran a country mile to get to that ball. Just didn't get there. That's a lot of ground he's covering, and that's the top of the ball, halfway up. It's a big ballpark here, folks. It used to be bigger. They brought the fences in.
Second double of this road trip for Luis Torrens. Back to the top of the order. It's Carson Bench who takes strike one. Gary mentioned this the other day. I thought it was a fascinating note about Bench. The first time facing a starting pitcher, so his first at-bat of games, coming into the night, was hitting just 137, and he's 0 for 1 tonight. Every other at-bat that Bench has taken this season, 289.
Okay. Well, he's facing a lot of pitchers he's never faced. When you're a rookie, every pitcher is a new adventure.
And Bench takes the 0-2 inside, 1-2. Good eye.
Oh, a big squat there on his.
Skied into center field. Back into his left is Merrill. He makes the grab, and tagging is Torrens. There'll be a play at third if it's not cut off, which it is, by Xander Bogaerts at second. So going to third is Torrens, and there's 2 away. Well, the drive around the majors brought to you by Nissan, and not good news for the New York Yankees. Aaron Judge on the IL with a stress fracture in his ribs, re-imaged in 4 to 6 weeks. And how about this note? Since the start of 2022, the Yankees are a 96-win team when Judge starts. When he's out of the starting lineup, 69-win team pace. That's the difference of Aaron Judge. And they're 0 for 1 since Judge hit the IL. Lost to the Red Sox tonight 5-3. Sonny Gray with the win, the former Yankee. Is off to a great start with the Red Sox. 7-1 now for Sonny Gray.
Yes, on a very bad Boston team too.
Bichette into the seats, and it's 1-2.
We see, you know, Bichette is. I don't like to see hitters falling over the plate. It shows no balance.
And that one is over the bag for a base hit and an RBI as Luis Torrens comes in to score. Bo Bichette going to second. He's turning and going to third as Tatis has trouble with it in the corner. And Bo Bichette with a big 2-out base hit extends the Mets lead.
Right down the line. And a hit hard, and that's what Bo does. He had that big swing where he fell across the plate, and then he went right back into his what he is. Goes the other way. That is right down the line, and you can't defend that. He took a funky carom off that wall. Oh, the second carom too was rough. Well, Bo knows that's 2 off the bat. You keep hustling, keep your eye on the ball. Now you make your choice.
So after a 4-hit day, Bichette with another positive in his second at-bat of the night. That'll bring up Juan Soto. They do score that a triple for Bichette.
Yes, definitely. Jared Young gives Soto a little more protection hitting behind him.
Top to the right side. Having trouble with it is Song, but he recovers in time to make the play and retire the side. But an RBI triple by Bo Bichette gives the Mets a 2-0 lead. Well, listen, Keith, 99% of the time, this is an easy play.
Yep. Well, it was botched by Song, and you don't run out balls. And we've seen it pretty much every day with Juan. So that cost a run.
And it cost a run because Bo Bichette was at third base. Saw the frustration for Juan and put his head down. And you know, Keith, it is something that we have seen more and more of as the years have gone on. Guys just not running everything out.
Well, look at Machado.
And I do think there is an element, not saying I agree with it, there is an element of sports science people saying, hey, don't bust it every time if you're going to play every day, this and that. Does there need to be a difference, though, if you are going to, you know, take it easy from time to time when there's a runner at third base versus nobody on?
You got to run hard down the line. I mean, and if the play's in front of you, you run hard until you see the throw and you know you're going to be out. You can kind of downshift a little bit. I know it's a long season. I played for Whitey Herzog, and he insisted that everybody run out ground balls, and that's old school. You know, I saw in a World Series video of a Yankee World Series, and Yogi Berra made the last out in a World Series game, and he got jammed and hit a ground ball back to the pitcher, and the pitcher threw it, and he was out halfway down the line. Yogi didn't run well. He just made a right-hand turn. He didn't run to the base, so it's become epidemic in today's game.
That one a little foul,
but it's happened before, and
out to left field. Soto makes the first out of the inning. How do you think Soto feels, or a player in general, though, when you realize that ultimately that cost the team a run?
Well, it depends on the individual, but you should be embarrassed and not let it happen again. Well, you can't put your head down and run to first base, because then you lose sight of the field. Errors are made. That play's made 99 out of 100 times. One time it happens, costs a run.
So one away, Mets on top 2-0. Ninth batter is Rodolfo Duran. Made his major league debut early May this year. Spent part of 11 years in the minor leagues before finally getting here. Those, Keith, are the stories that I love the most. I mean, 202 games Duran played at AAA before getting the call. Just never gave up.
Whoa.
And once he finally got up here, his first hit was a home run off Logan Gilbert.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's a moment.
Ooh.
Almost got him.
Christian Scott, after striking out 8 in his last outing against the Marlins, still looking for strikeout number 1. Here's the payoff, and he walked him.
I disagree with that pitch call. It's a breaking ball. You got a guy that's hitting .083. You know, in limited time, he's 2 for 24. 2 for 24, and you're throwing a 3-2 breaking ball?
And you never want to walk the ninth batter. Fernando Tatis, he led off the Padres offensive game with a single. Got erased on a double play. And he lays off that pitch, 1-1. Well, this has been the issue for Scott.
Yep.
High pitch counts. Hasn't gone deep in games just yet.
He tests everything into every pitch, and he's got good enough stuff. Sometimes when you take a little off, your breaking ball breaks a little more, and it can be a very effective pitch, and you're not exerting all that 100% energy on every pitch, and you get gassed by the 5th inning.
That's pitching coach Justin Willard. And there's strikeout number 1. Gets it with the gas, 96-mile-an-hour heat, 2 down.
And he's got a good fastball, and I like the fact that he throws it a lot. You know, we forgot about this guy. You know, he got hurt. He was the, he was
the guy.
He was the number 1 coming up, and he's showing it. I mean, he's got a future, and this is an opportunity for these young guys to come here and get a chance to play here and show what they got.
And I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, before he made his major league debut. Yeah, 2024. I remember going into spring training, and Jeremy Hefner being in the clubhouse. And I was asking him about, I think it was Brandon Sprode, and there were a couple other Mets pitchers that people were talking about, and he just pointed at Christian Scott and he said, that's the guy. That's the one to watch. He is the real deal. Came up, had some success in 24, but ultimately was dealing with a bad elbow, had the Tommy John surgery, and looks every bit that big time prospect now.
A lot of young players now, new faces.
Nolan McLean will get the start tomorrow. Davin Sheets pulls it foul. 2-2.
Called out a long strike. They love their Padres here. They come to the ballpark.
Sheets off the end of the bat. Benj is there, and that retires the side. So the Padres strand another base runner. It's 2-0. It's time for tonight's Optimum Fiber Quick Pitch poll question. Who do you consider to be the greatest player in Mets history? Scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to vote now. In last week's poll, the majority of fans predicted the Mets would win between 70 and 79 games, but an optimistic 11% think the Mets will win over 90 games.
Really?
Wow, that would be quite the pace.
Those Met fans, I tell you, they are amazing. I think the best player in
Jared Young, 2 for 2, laces a base hit.
Yeah, he swings it. I mean, the best player in Mets history, that's an easy one. Easy one.
Keith Hernandez.
No. Here we go. So see that I was mentioning his feet are shoulder width apart. He likes the ball down. Boy, now he should just focus waist down. If he gets something below the waist, jump on it, because that's his happy area.
A.J. Ewing now 0 for 1. Bunts it foul. But man, A.J. Ewing, sorry, Jared Young, just so impressive all season long. And you have liked him for a while.
I have. I like his swing very much.
Chotto in on the grass. Ewing takes ball 1.
Boy, these Padre pitchers, they got to pitch under the gun every time out with this team just not scoring runs. Third baseman Machado in on the grass.
Ewing swinging away, and it's strike 2.
Well, he can move back now with 2 strikes.
And he does just that.
Boy, given that left field line, oh man, gosh, that would make me salivate.
Ground ball top to the right side. Song goes to second, gets the lead runner, but no chance for 2 with the speed of Ewing.
Got Ewing to roll it over. He is a sinker ball pitcher against the lefties, and he's got that sinking changeup. Got him out in front. Ewing 5 stolen bases, caught once, and you got Benj at top of the order with 10 stolen bases, only caught twice. It's given the Mets some speed on the bases.
Ewing not going on pitch number 1. It's taken for a ball by Marcus Semien. Semien flied out to center field in the 2nd inning. And it's 1-1. Phillies beat the White Sox 8-6. Kyle Schwarber 4 for 5. Brandon Marsh another home run.
How about Marsh? He's red hot.
Red hot.
And he had a bad year last year. But there's the standings.
Phillies have just taken off since the managerial switch.
Pirates go into today's action. I believe they lost to the Braves today.
One hop on to second for one, on to first, double play. So a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play through 3.5. Mets up by 2. Look at that shot.
That's beautiful. Yep. It's just great to see downtown San Diego so vibrant.
You know, people ask me all the time as Manny Machado leads off the home half of the 4th inning against Christian Scott, but they ask me all the time, you know, what's your favorite park, or what's the one park that I should go to? And it used to be, well, you got to go to Wrigley, or you got to go to Fenway, but it's now become Petco.
Well, you got, oh, that was close. That might have been one of those balls if it had been over like 20 feet away from us. Yeah, this is a great park. I mean, for Met fans out there, if ever you want to, follow the team or go take a vacation and come watch the Mets, it's right here.
What are your top 3, Keith? I got to think about mine.
No, it's Dodger Stadium, it's Wrigley, and it's this field. This field I feel is better than San Francisco now.
High fly ball, deep left field.
Got under it.
Machado just got underneath it, as you said. Soto reels it in.
Your 3, Steve.
I don't want to copy you. I mean, Dodger Stadium I love. I do love Dodger Stadium. I will go with, you know what? I'll go with one that people don't talk about enough, even though it probably is Wrigley, but I'm not going to stay the same with you. PNC Park in Pittsburgh. If you've never been to Pittsburgh,
it's great.
It is wonderful.
It is, and that's another rejuvenated downtown.
And I just love the whole area too. That you walk over the Clemente Bridge, as long as the construction's now done.
Yep, that old Three Rivers Stadium is one of those circular stadiums, like the Tidy Bowl, man. When you're playing in there, it's just no view. It's AstroTurf.
What were your 3 favorite as a player?
As a player,
yeah.
Dodger Stadium, old Jack Murphy, which here in San Diego. Before, when I played, they didn't enclose it for football, so you had the beautiful view from center field to right field of the mountains in the background. It was such a great setting, and I just loved to play there. And I hit well there. That's probably why I love to play there. And it's probably because I love, when you feel good about where your environment and work, you perform better. You just look forward to going to Jack Murphy and Dodger Stadium and Wrigley.
Yeah, that's why I struggle so much in this job, because of the environment around me all the time. The people around me. You, Gary, Ron.
Oh, and your Met fans love you.
2-2 to tie France. Into center field. Going to his side a few steps is Ewing for the second out of the inning. Health Report is brought to you by New York Presbyterian, and it was expected that Jorge Polanco would rejoin the Mets in San Diego. That will not happen. He played today. The Mets want to, as you can see there, continue to build volume, have him play more innings, have him play in the field a little bit. So Polanco at earliest will rejoin the Mets when they get back home. Also, by the way, expected to join the Mets potentially when they get back home, Francisco Alvarez. I mean, just an insane recovery from the meniscus surgery. He caught today in AAA. He's going to play again tomorrow, so back-to-back, and then he could be activated next week. Jackson Merrill swings through, and it's 0-2.
Scott's got to be careful with. He's hung a couple sliders here, 3 of them to be exact. A fly ball to Machado, and that fly ball by France. And that last pitch. Throw that heater.
He did, and Merrill just got a piece of it.
Well, that's the last 10 games. They're 1-9. They've only scored 26 runs in those 10 games. That's 2.6. You could have figured that out at home if you're a good mathematician. But those of you who aren't like me, I had to explain it.
Gets him swinging with the good slider. Second strikeout of the night for Christian Scott as he gets his first 1-2-3 inning of the evening. Oh, well, you know, we're going to have to send someone over to speak to this young girl because we're going to need a rating on that hot dog.
Yes, you're not doing them.
Well, it's, you know, in a different role right now.
You got the disco Padre hat on.
Wow. You know, it's my official capacity as play-by-play person, and Gary would not do Let's Be Frank in this role, so I will not be doing Let's Be Frank. No, we're not gonna muddy the waters here. I have had a lot of people ask me to do it in the booth.
Yeah,
sorry to disappoint. That looked like a pretty good hot dog, though.
Well, King starts the 5th inning here. He has given up 4 hits, and he's given up the cycle. A single, a double, a triple, and a home run.
Talk about the great vantage points to watch from here at Petco. Right in the outfield, a lot of great views. They've got the beach club over there.
Well, the old building, the old Western Metal Supply Company building that they turned into left field bleacher seats, it's wonderful. They're actually suites.
Beatty checks his swing and makes contact. Count holds it 2-2.
So that's really like an historical building there, that Western Metal Supply Company down the left field line. And I'm glad that they didn't tear it down. I mean, what a great idea what they did there. It's just spectacular.
That'll be a base hit for Brett Beatty as he lines one into center field. Head out to Citi Field when the Mets take on the St. Louis Cardinals for a 3-game series next Tuesday the 9th through Thursday the 11th. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/tickets. And the Cardinals up 10-3 right now over the Reds.
Oh, that was 3-3.
Yeah, 6th-run 6th for the Cardinals. They're in the 7th inning now. MJ Melendez now. He takes strike 1.
So the wild card today, the Pirates were a half game up a half game, so they're going to relinquish the lead. Phillies are going to, and the Cardinals looks like are going to take the lead. Yep.
Melendez fouls it straight back. Well, it's our first official look at the National League wildcard standings. We're past Memorial Day, so now we start to care about it. Here you go, bunched up right at the top. The Padres, despite all the struggles,
hey, it's
just a half game out.
It's less than 100 games left in the season.
Popped up into left field. Bryce Johnson reels it in for the first out. Well, the Mets, I think, entered the game 6.5 out. 6 out.
6 out for the third wild card. I mean, yes, the third wild card, and that just goes to show. Look at all the teams are barely above 500. It's been pretty much everybody treading water. Nothing eye-opening or exciting.
Well, that's why, despite the start, as Luis Torrens comes up, you can still dream if you're the Mets.
Yes. You know, you're eight games under 500 and you're 6 back. You're not out, and it's just incredible. And Boy, oh boy. And it serves its purpose. Keeps people coming to the ballpark in the hope up that their team can get to the postseason.
And listen, the Mets right now, if they can just stay somewhat within shouting range, starting to get healthy. We talked about Polanco and Alvarez. Lindor not too far off. Bichette may be a good sign that he's coming out of it. Torrens skies one deep to center field. Going back is Merrill at the track, at the wall. It's out of here. Luis Torrens, a 2-run home run, and the Mets take a 4-0 lead.
You go, Luis. Wow, he hit one off the wall in left center field his last at bat, and now a bomb to dead central. And that's his first home run of the season.
First home run of the season, second extra base hit of the night, third extra base hit of the road trip, as Luis Torrens is starting to heat up a little bit offensively.
Wow.
So back to the top of the order now for Carson Bench, who's 0 for 2.
Well, the Padres have averaged on the season 3.85 runs per game. That's last in the MLB, not the National League, all 30 teams in the Major League Baseball. And this 2-run home run right here gives the Mets 4 runs on the board. And if the Padres live up to what they've been doing all year, that's enough to win this ball game.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and there's 2 down.
Fastball, middle up. Around belt high, maybe a little bit below the belt. No overswing, and he knew it.
First home run for Torrens since September 2nd of last season against the Tigers. Here's Bo Bichette. Got an RBI triple in the third. That scored Torrens.
Well, there's a nice no overswing, hardly any follow through.
Fouled into the screen. 2-2.
You know, the Mets had a 16-12 May after that bad April. The schedule gets tough this month, very tough. And so a lot of lost opportunities the first 2 months of the season, playing a lot of the second division ball clubs or mediocre clubs. And it's going to pick up now. They're going to start playing the big boys, and this is a very telling month for the Mets.
And that's why this series is so important too, because you get a Padres team that, yes, is over 500 as Bichette takes called strike 3 to end the inning, but has been struggling mightily. Got to make hay if you're the Mets when you can. The road ahead for the Mets is brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Mets wrap up their 4th West Coast swing on Sunday, have the off day, and then it's home to face the Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves. And you know, you see Seattle at the top left of the road ahead. And take this for what you will, Keith, but there were 2 teams, as Xander Bogaerts pops one that'll reach the seats, 0-1. But there are 2 teams that traveled basically across the country after playing yesterday to play today. That was the San Diego Padres, who went from Philly back home.
They got home at 8 o'clock, but I understand.
And the Mariners, who the Mets played, who went to Detroit. Now, I should correct that because the Mariners did have the off day, correct?
If they had the off day.
Mariners had the off day yesterday.
Then it doesn't
matter. It defeats the purpose of the point.
Yes, it does.
Well,
but go on.
So, all in all, I would say the Mariners lost to Detroit 7-3. Mets are winning 4-0 right now. How much does travel impact the play, especially when it is across the country and you're playing the next day? How much realistically as a player? It's
easier coming west. It's very difficult going east. Doug DeCinces, the old, not the old, sorry, Doug, the all-star third baseman for the California Angels back in my day, he always said that at Yankee Stadium, Steinbrenner would always, they would fly there with an off day. No, without an off day, excuse me. They would have a night game, and we would be fine because it was the first day. And then the Yankees would always schedule a day game on the second game. And he goes, and we would be so out of sorts with the time change that we'd get our butt kicked.
Well, it is not the sole reason, and by no means am I making any excuses for the Mets' start to the season. But you cannot tell me that traveling out to the West Coast 3 separate times in the first 5 weeks didn't have, well, 4 times overall, but 3 times in the first 5 weeks.
I agree.
Did not have some impact on the play.
I've never experienced that, and 4 times going to the West Coast.
Bogarts unloads on that one, but right at the wall. Oh, wow. We both thought that was out. Is Juan Soto.
Have to take another look at that.
Yeah, I thought that was hit much better.
Let's take a peek. Oh, he got in enough, but he had enough barrel there.
Did you see that little smile from Christian Scott? Looked like he thought that was gone too.
Hey, they had a little sinker. That ball ran in and got on his hands. Just enough.
Well, that sinker's a good pitch against righties for Scott.
And speaking of a good pitch, that backdoor slider of Scott's is a very effective weapon against left-handers. I really like that pitch. He hasn't gotten it over. That was one of the few he got over right there. But that, if he can perfect that, he hasn't missed by much. That is a very good pitch for him against lefties. With that good heater he throws.
Bryce Johnson spoils the 0-2 pitch.
You know, you can't fall in love with it, but it's the way he throws the fastball and pitches inside. That sets up that. Oh my God! Look at those 8s. That's a lot of yogis.
Easy to remember. Just keep pressing 8 until they pick up. 2 down.
He gets mad at himself, Christian.
He's
a competitor. You can't, you know. I remember asking Tom Seaver, when you had a game when you went out there and you had it all going on and you went 9 innings, how many mistakes did you make? And Tom looked at me and thought a while and he said, well, maybe 3 or 4.
Sung Moon Song squares to bunt. Fielded nicely by Scott. Low throw, but scooped by Young at first. Another 1-2-3 inning. 5 scoreless for Christian Scott. So some really good signs for Christian Scott. Now the 3rd outing that he's completed at least 5 innings. He's yet to get through 6 this season, but at 80 pitches, maybe tonight's the night. He's retired the last 8 batters he's faced. Juan Soto leads off in the 6th inning for the Mets, 0 for 2. Gets out of the way of that one. 2-0. Season high for Scott is 96 pitches. He did it in his last outing against the Marlins on Saturday.
Well,
Nobody up.
what a surprise. 5 shutout innings. Why would you get him up?
Ground ball right to Song. This time he scoops cleanly and fires to first. So one away for the big slugger, Jared Young. 2 for 2 tonight. Home run in the second. Base hit in the fourth. Takes that sweeper inside. 1-0.
Another rip. Just got that on the end of the bat a little bit. Well, here's his home run, a solo home run in the second that got the Mets on the board. Oh boy, did he crush that.
422 feet on the home run for Jared Young. 111 off the bat.
He just made a hard out there too.
Here's A.J. Ewing with 2 away. Takes ball 1. Ewing 0 for 2. 2 ground outs.
This is very rare from Carlos Mendoza. Got 3 lefties back to back to back in the Met order. The Mets are always want to have that left right whenever possible.
Well, there's a right-handed bat. Marcus Semien awaits on deck. Couldn't hold up. 1-2.
You know, the splits on King, lefties are hitting 193 coming into this game. 5 doubles and 4 home runs. That just goes to show you, I don't care if he's got a 193. You're going to put the good left-hand hitters up against the right-hand pitcher.
Taken on the inside corner for strike 3, but Ewing will challenge that call.
Oh boy.
Home plate umpire is Chad Whitson. That's the first challenge of the night.
And we'll get it real quick. I'll say it's inside. No, it's a strike.
Strike 3 called. Whitson calling a good game so far tonight. And the Mets go down 1-2-3 in the 6th. Christian Scott coming back out after this. Gorgeous night here in San Diego. Mets up 4-0 on the Padres. Christian Scott back out for the 6th.
He has spotted that. That just missed. His fastball away to right-hand hitters is a good weapon for him. And he throws in and out both edges. Wonderful.
Scott has looked really good so far tonight, and he's doing it in a different way than he did in his last outing against the Marlins. 8 strikeouts, a lot of swing and miss on that night. This time, just 2 strikeouts through 5 innings, but getting the job done. And he falls behind 3-0 to Duran. So he walked Duran, the 9-hitter, in the 3rd inning. Only walk given up on the night by Scott.
Yep.
In danger of doing it again here in the 6th.
You got to throw 3 right down the pipe. No 3-2 breaking balls or 3-1.
Justin Willard on the phone with the bullpen. Let's see if we get any action. I see some stirring out there. Taken up and in, ball 4. So Rodolfo Duran, 2 walks, and the leadoff base runner's on.
Mr. Brazaban is going to get the call.
Brazaban last pitched on Tuesday as the opener.
Oh, good breaking ball.
Is that good?
Wow. That's like, look at that, the Fryer with the bat. Swing and a miss.
Kind of looked like Tatis on that first swing. Didn't go around the second time, 1-1. Tatis 1 for 2. Singled in the first, struck out in the third. And he takes strike 2. Got him swinging, strike 3. So Tatis, a strikeout victim for the second straight time. And there's one down.
Ate him up there. Let him off with a slider. Then a fastball. And then you're 0-2. You don't have to throw a strike. That is a perfect 0-2 pitch. See if if he'd go fishing, and he did.
So here's Gavin Sheets, who's 0 for 2.
There's that backdoor breaking ball I like that he throws to lefties.
Popped up in foul territory. Should be plenty of room for Torrens, and there is. And there's 2 away. Keith, if you were Padres manager Craig Stammen, you had a team struggling this mightily offensively with guys that had the track records that they do, what would you do?
You got to run them out there.
But do you change it? You mix up the order? Do you do show and go, which feels like they don't do often anymore?
I don't like them putting their RBI bats in the 2-hole. I mean, that's analytics and all that jazz. Soto hit second for a while. I think you want your RBI. I'm old school. 3, 4, and 5 and 6 are your RBI bats, and then get your traditional 1-2 table setters up hitting 1 and 2, and also have a table setter with the DH in the 9-hole. You can have 2 leadoff hitters, 9 and 1. But I wouldn't do anything. And speaking of Craig Stammen, he played for Davey Johnson in Washington. And he credits Davey Johnson giving him all kinds of advice. He loved playing for him. Talks all the time about how much he learned because he wanted to manage. And Davey gave him great advice in so many areas about how to handle players, how to make decisions as a manager. And he gives Davey a lot of credit. There he is, Craig Stammen. Sinker slider pitcher, had a fine career as a reliever. But he gives Davey Johnson a lot of credit.
Tried to climb the ladder on Machado. It's 2-2. Meanwhile, Christian Scott 95 pitches deep, trying to get through 6 for the first time all season. Machado stays alive.
Throwing some good breaking balls here to right-hand hitters.
Remember, Machado, along with the rest of the Padres, really struggling against the breaking ball. Which was why it was interesting yesterday. Zach Wheeler threw 9 straight fastballs to Machado. The 9th one, Machado hit for a home run. Wheeler got him the first 2 at-bats. 3rd at-bat, Machado went deep.
Throw a fastball here. Oh, hit it.
Right back up the middle, going first to third is Rodolfo Duran. And the Padres have runners at the corners with 2 away.
The game has changed. I would give him 1 more. Let him get out of this inning.
Well, Carlos Mendoza, as you mentioned, Keith, on his way out to the mound right now. And he takes the ball from Christian Scott, who matches the 5 2/3 from his last outing. It'll be Brazoban trying to get the final out here in the 6th. So a really, really great outing for Christian Scott. And now all he can do is look on and watch as Huascar Brazoban tries to keep it a scoreless outing. Scott responsible for the 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Well, Brazoban last time gave up the 2 runs, give up the home run. What do you call him when you're the bulk starter?
No, he was an opener. Yeah, he was an opener. And then Mania came on in bulk relief.
Big out right here.
Ty France really good with runners in scoring position, hitting .290 this season.
Well, you know, it's no criticism of Carlos. I'm old school, and I just think let Scott get out of this inning. You know, like if he gives up a base hit, okay, it's 4-1. If he gives up a double and it scores 2, it's 4-2. If he gives up a 3-run home run, he's still got a 1-run lead. He gets the out. He goes 6 innings. He pitched out of it. He feels much better about himself in that dugout. But that's not how the game is played today.
Brazoban ahead 0-2 and just misses outside 1-2. First time all night the Padres have a runner past first base. Good. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. A heck of a changeup. And Brazoban gets the big out. Christian Scott 5 2/3 scoreless. Yeah, he's fired up. Here's the Hyundai in-game box score for the Mets. Pair home runs from Jared Young and Luis Torrens. RBI triple for Bo Bichette, and Christian Scott 5 2/3 scoreless. Mets up 4-0. New pitcher for the Padres is David Morgan after Michael King goes 6.
Padres have a good bullpen. Very good bullpen, as a matter of fact. Their ERA out of their relievers this year is 3.18. That is 2nd in the National League.
David Morgan just got called up today after Jeremiah Estrada went on the IL. Set to face Simeon, Beatty, and Melendez here in the 7th. Big hack 1-2.
Good cutter right there.
Taken low, 2-2. Ground ball to the right side. Nice play by France. Gets it to Morgan. 1 down. Well, it's pretty crazy that the Mets have yet to play the Atlanta Braves, as we showed you earlier. They'll come to town next weekend.
They've got to play the Phillies.
You have to play the Phillies and the Braves mid-June. But Atlanta just keeps rolling.
Yep.
6-3 winners over the Pirates in Atlanta. Mauricio Dubon, a 3 RBI night.
Dubon's having a nice year. A lot of those guys, I mean, they have all made a lot of offensive comebacks. I mean, I love Ozzie Albies. He had an off year last year. He's having a good year this year. He brings so much energy to that team. I love how he plays the game.
Acuna, of course.
Yep.
You know,
Olsen's having a terrific year.
And it's the type of thing that it's like they have one down year, a lot of injuries, and people forget.
Well, they had a lot of injuries with their pitchers, and the other guys have picked it up. That young catcher Ball, when he's on the IL right now, he's having a terrific year. Got a new manager there as well, Ronnie's ex-teammate.
Walt Weiss.
Walt.
Of course, a pair of former Mets coaches down there as well, with Jeremy Hefner leading that makeshift pitching staff and doing a phenomenal job. As Beatty tops one to the right side, France takes it himself, 2 away. And of course, Antoine Richardson, the first base coach down there.
Yes. And the Mets haven't been stealing any bases like they did last year. Only 33.
2 away now for MJ Melendez. 0 for 2. Popped out in the 3rd, flew out in the flied out in the 5th.
Oh.
A lot of new managers this season.
A lot of rookie managers. As Schumacher getting the job at Texas, a veteran. Sheldon goes to the Twins, Minnesota fans. Walt Weiss waited a long time as the bench coach in Atlanta. He's finally at the helm.
But Suzuki and Stammen, 2 that came from playing not all that long ago.
And of course, Patello, right from the University of Tennessee. I like the way that San Diego looks. I like that.
The hat?
No, the print on the chest on the uniform.
I like the hat too, though, with the 2 colors.
I don't.
We're off today with our.
Don't worry, I still like you.
Oh, that's nice. I will say this City Connect. It wasn't that I didn't like it. I like the other ones better, but it's grown on me. I like the like teal coloring for the name.
I'll tell you what, this Morgan's got good stuff. He's got a nice tight breaking ball, good tight slider, good cutter to lefties, and a tight slider, late break, and a little down break to right-hand hitters.
Off the end of the bat into shallow right field, backing up his Song. He takes it, and the Mets go down 1-2-3 in the 7th. Well, I would say welcome back to San Diego, but I have a funny feeling this may be welcome to San Diego for a lot of you. Apparently the Knicks just won again.
They did. 2-0. That's huge. You know what always reminds me of? It would be Boston in '86 coming into Shea Stadium and beating us 2 straight. I don't want to dampen.
But you can't do that right now, Keith. Come on.
But that's the first thing that comes to my mind. But I think the Knicks can put the hammer on them. I really do. I said before that I felt they were going to win before the game started. But they're going to win. They're going to win the series and bring a championship back to the Garden.
105-104. Hang on to beat the Spurs, and now head back to the Garden, where really anybody can get in on Monday night for Game 3 as long as you're willing to shell out $8,500.
No, well, I have connections, you know.
Well, what? I mean, let's use them. Are you going to go?
No, I'm not going to go.
You're not going to go?
No.
It's an off night.
If I lived in the city, I would be definitely making a phone call.
Michael Stammen, our truck, said he would like to use your tickets, and he's willing to do a lot. So, you know,
there's nothing Michael can do to sway me.
You know, I did ask someone. I said, I don't really use any. I don't have the connections you have, but any connections I have. I said, hey, what would it take to get face value tickets for Game 3? And they just said, you don't. You just don't.
Yeah.
Jackson Merrill topped over to Jared Young, who takes it himself. Route number 1. I think that this has to be the hardest ticket in the history of New York sports to get.
I would, well, yeah, definitely. Right? No doubt.
I mean, maybe in sports history.
Well, everything's so expensive now. Concert tickets are off the charts. I mean, my gosh.
Keith, do you want to tell the people what you said to me before the game? And I said, I have a funny feeling that we're not going to get a ton of viewers until about 11:30 Eastern time. And what did you say?
I said that they will be watching.
How come?
I've returned.
Like MacArthur. Well, all joking aside, we do assume that a lot of you are watching the Knicks game. So just in case you're just joining us, Mets with 2 home runs on the night. Jared Young, a solo shot in the 2nd. Luis Torrens, a 2-run home run in the 5th. Bo Bichette, an RBI triple. That's how the Mets scored their 4 runs.
And I'll tell you, you fans, that you've missed this broadcast. It's been sterling. Steve has been outstanding, and you missed it.
Well, you've really been carrying me, but I appreciate that. The other thing you missed is Christian Scott with another really solid outing. 5 2/3 scoreless, in line for his 2nd consecutive win and 2nd ever win. And how about this statistic? Christian Scott is now the only starter in Mets history, as Brazoban gets Bogart swinging for the 2nd out of the inning, to allow 4 or fewer runs in his first 17 major league games.
There's that devastating changeup from Brazoban. I mean, if I had to face Brazoban, he would be a tough. I would have to get right on top of the plate and look in to try to get him to throw me a fastball in, but he's got such a great changeup. I would want more plate coverage. Nice
backhand scoop by Jared Young, who's doing it on both sides tonight. 1, 2, 3 for Brazoban. Mets up 4 through 7. Probable starters for the rest of the series are brought to you by Resorts World New York City. It'll be Nolan McLean and Griffin Canning, the ex-Met, going tomorrow. Good to see Canning back and healthy after that brutal injury last year, rupturing his Achilles. On Sunday, it'll be TBA, but Sham and I expected to get the bulk of the work, whether that's in a starting role or as the bulk reliever behind an opener.
Well, here's the Met hitting star tonight, and Luis 2 for 2, double, and he scored on that double and a 2-run home run. Good sinker. Here's the home run right here, dead central, folks. Boy, no overswing, and he knew it. That's his first home run, and he knew he clocked it.
Goes down swinging for out number 1. Mets baseball is brought to you by Pix 11 in partnership with Wounded Warrior Project. By BritBox. Stream the best of British TV. By BritBox.
I have BritBox.
Say that 10 times fast. By Sloman's. Visit ac.slomans.com for incredible savings on central air conditioning. And by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
I am a subscriber to BritBox.
What shows do you watch?
Oh gosh, Slow Horses.
Oh, Slow Horses is very good.
Yes. There's a lot of good stuff. I love British production.
Carson Benj 0 for 3.
Well, this game is just, well, I don't want to shoot the clown, but it's really just cruising right along.
Luke Weaver making sure the cleats are tied tight. So he gets to work in the pen.
I didn't realize it. It's 8:30.
8:30.
Not back home.
Well, elsewhere around the NL East, the Nationals offense at it again in Arizona. 12-1. They're up 12-1. That's the 9th time this season the Nats have scored 10 or more runs. 5-run inning, a 4-run inning. The Marlins, though, got shut out 6-0. That phenomenal Tampa pitching staff. Drew Rasmussen tonight.
Tampa has always owned the Marlins. And how about the Marlins get swept by the Mets the last homestand, and they go to Washington and they sweep Washington.
That'll go foul. Bench popped out in the first, flied out in the third, struck out in the fifth. Nice diving stop by Bogarts, and there's 2 away.
Well, they play everybody up the middle, and they take away a lot of hits on the up the middle. Looks like he's got a dog tag on, right?
Yeah.
Bogarts.
So 2 away for Bo Bichette. 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts, but that RBI triple in the third. And this time goes down the left field line for another base hit. Rounding first and heading into second with a 2-out double is Bo Bichette. So the triple in the third went down the right field line. The double in the 8th right down the left field line. And when Bo Bichette's at his best, that is what he's doing, spraying it to all fields.
Well, the ball that Bogart is going to Bichette is going to pull is the slider. And this is a hanging slider. It's off speed. But he's a guy that shoots over that second baseman's head to the opposite gap. But the hanging slider is the one he's going to pull.
Juan Soto now 0 for 3, a chance to pad the lead. But really good signs from Bo Bichette. Went 4 for 4 on Wednesday. Sprayed the ball all over the field on Wednesday. And then tonight, 2 for 4 with 2 extra base hits.
He did not swing.
Mets are Juan Soto's 4th team. His time was somewhat limited with the Padres. Pretty good career when the worst OPS of your career with a team is .893. I mean, look at those numbers.
Three and 0. Gosh, why don't you just put him on? Boy, he went right after him with the heater.
Soto gives the head nod. And it's 3-2 now.
There's this look at the front foot. We know that he will not do that with 2 strikes. He's out in front. He likes to pull.
I mean, it's almost turned.
It's almost like
entirely.
Now we'll look at his feet now with 2 strikes. Very, very widespread stance.
Fly ball, deep right field. Going back, giving it a look is Tatis, but it's into the seats and just foul. Well, we showed those Soto numbers. That's what earned him a 15-year contract with the Mets, which is the longest in Major League history, surpassing Fernando Tatis's 14-year deal with the Padres that he signed a couple years earlier. Well, give credit to David Morgan. Fell behind Soto 3-0. Could have easily put him on with the open base, but has come right after him.
Soto chokes up on the bat too. Just notice that.
And he gets him swinging. So David Morgan strands the runner at second through 7.5. Mets up 4-0. The in-game box score for the Padres brought to you by Hyundai. The offensive slump continues so far. Just 3 hits on the night. Padres in danger of being shut out for the 7th time this season. New pitcher for the Mets,
Luke Weaver, who's pitched wonderfully since he gave up that, the 2-run home run against the Nationals in that home stand, when that was kind of one of the naders of the season, and he gave that a post-game interview, if you recall, folks, and he felt so bad about giving up that 2-run home run and the loss of the game, but he's been really pitched great ever since then.
Sung Moon Song takes ball 1. And Song pops it up on the infield. Bichette takes charge right at the edge of the grass. Out number 1. Well, the Freeway Series going on a little bit to the north up here. Angels and the Dodgers still scoreless in the 6th. But, you know, overall, I'd say if you look at the California teams, Dodgers have a slight edge, Keith.
I would think so. They have a slight edge over the National League West, too.
Look at these last 13 seasons. Well, the Giants had that 1 World Series title, but outside of that, all 13 years, Dodgers with postseason appearances. They've equaled the postseason appearances for the other 4 teams, if I'm doing my math right.
12 division titles over that period. Boy.
So yeah, 3 for the Giants, 4 for the Padres, so that's 7. 1 for the Angels, 8, and 5 for the A's. That's 13. So 13 postseason appearances for the Dodgers, 13 total for the other 4 teams. They're a machine, but it also has been a dip for the other franchises. I mean, the Padres have had some good years, but the Giants down, the Angels certainly way down, and the A's have had it rough, although I like their group this year.
They're kind of coming back to earth a little bit, and they're under 500 now. Boy, this is like an exercise in futility offensively for this Padre team. My goodness.
Smoked into left field, but right there is Soto to make the grab, and Weaver with a perfect 8th inning. Bring a little ninja energy to Citi Field next Friday for Naruto Night. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Naruto-themed Mets jersey in celebration of the iconic anime series. For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets. So we head to the 9th inning. Mets on top 4-0, and look who it is, Mason Miller. Because, quite frankly, the Padres have to pitch him sometime.
Yep. It's not the usual.
Hasn't pitched since last Friday, a 4-out save in Washington.
Yeah, they need to get him out there. He's got a wicked fastball. He has a wicked slider. He is death to right-handers. Right-handers hitting .071 against him. Has not given up a home run this year. Has not given up an extra base hit.
He threw the hardest pitch in the league this season, 103.8 miles per hour against Arizona in April. He's thrown 3 pitches over 103 this season, just one of 3 pitchers in Major League Baseball to do that this year. See the 51% strikeout rate. So he has faced 96 batters, and he has struck out 49 of them.
That's a good up fastball. Right-handers are 3 for 42 against him. 3 for 42. That's an .071 batting average. Left-handers 7 for 42. That's an interstate 167.
Jared Young given another good at bat against a tough pitcher. He's worked this count full. Puts the ball in play. Going to be a tough play. Underhand scoop, and Song makes it happen for the first out.
Made it look easy. Nice little shovel. We used to call it the shovel pass. I'm sure they don't call it that today.
Well, welcome to the show, A.J. Ewing.
There's that slider. It's a good one. Take a look at his motion here. Feet close together. Big stride. I like his shoes. I mean, if you're going to be, I'm old school, but if you're going to have, you know, at least that's color coordinated.
Kind of looks like fire. If you're going to throw 103, you got to have cleats that look like fire. And Ewing turns it around for a base hit. That was the slider. So A.J. Ewing with his first hit of the night, and it's off Mason Miller. Not easy to do.
And you got a slider over the middle. That's a hanger. Well, not that bad a pitch, really, but just too much plate. Stayed back nice on it. These young hitters have impressed me, the duo.
Marcus Semien now, who has one career hit off Mason Miller. You know, that slider, Keith, is a pitch Miller's been throwing more this season, more than even that triple-digit heat. And there goes Ewing. Throw down, not in time. So A.J. Ewing swipes another bag, and the Mets have a runner in scoring position.
6th stolen base of the year. It's only been caught
3 times.
3 times. He's a speedster. Going to get him on the top of the order. You know, if Bichette starts hitting, I wouldn't have an issue. Benj, Ewing, Bichette, Soto.
So you wouldn't mind back-to-back lefties at the top?
I want speed at the top. Both those guys hit lefties well, but preferably, maybe you don't want to do it against a left-hander, but certainly against a right-hander. I mean, you got the speed at the top then to set up for the big boys. Both those guys are youngest. Oh, there he goes. He's got it.
And Ewing steals third without a throw. So 2 stolen bases for A.J. Ewing.
They're just not paying any attention. I mean, come on.
There are so many relievers that just don't pay all that much attention to base runners. We used to see it all the time with Edwin Diaz. But you know, for Ewing, since getting thrown out in that game down in Miami and recognizing that, you know, if he doesn't get a good jump up here, he's got to shut it down. As Beatty with an RBI base hit. So the base running of Ewing and the base hit by Beatty add on to the Mets lead, and they get an unlikely run this season against Mason Miller.
Fastball right down the pipe. Well, Beatty got the barrel out on a fastball, and he needs to do more of that.
And that'll do it for Mason Miller. First time pitching in a week. He leaves with the Mets up 5. So Yuki Matsui will try and get the final out of the 9th. Mason Miller on to pitch for the first time in a full week with the Padres struggles. He gives up a pair of hits and a run. Mark Vientos, the pinch hitter for MJ Melendez now. With the Mets getting that 5th run, A.J. Minter has gotten up in the pen, joined Devin Williams.
Matsui's having himself a nice year so far in 10 appearances. Been getting both lefties and righties out.
Keith, just to finish my thought on Ewing. So he got thrown out in Miami and admitted that he went even though he got a bad jump, which is something he could get away with in the minors. Since that time, since he's learned that lesson, Ewing 5 for 5 stealing bases. Williams has sat down, so now it's A.J. Minter alone with the save opportunity off the table, and Mark Vientos goes down swinging. Mets try and close it out, up 5-0 heading to the bottom of the 9th. 11, it's New York Nightcap presented by Nissan. Simone Figge and the Pix 11 sports team will have full in-depth coverage of the Knicks in the NBA Finals. Are the Knicks in the finals? They are.
Very much so.
A.J. Minter trying to lock it down for the Mets. Minter, his 5th appearance of the season.
He suffered the loss in that extra inning game in Seattle on a bloop single to left field. Also a stolen base hurt him there. We stole third to set up that bloop single to win the game.
Pitched the next night as well, went back-to-back. Scoreless inning in an 8-3 loss to Seattle. He's had a couple of days off and now back out there to face Gavin Sheets.
Another nice 1-2-3 inning for Luke Weaver.
Weaver has not allowed a run in his last 14 appearances now.
He's been terrific.
Minter pours in strike one. Well, the Mets have had just 2 shutouts all season long. April 4th against the Giants, April 28th against the Nats. Both of those games were started by Clay Holmes. This one started by Christian Scott. Hot shot, one hop, handled by Young. One down.
Young has handled everything over there at first base tonight.
Well, it shouldn't surprise anybody at this point, but crazy things happen in Colorado, and another crazy game between the Brewers and the Rockies, Mile High City. 12 total runs scored between the two teams in the 9th and 10th innings. Brewers held on to win 9-7 ultimately. Those games are just never over.
Not in Mile High.
Minter ahead of Manny Machado, 0-2. Just gets a piece of the 0-2 offering. Mets have allowed just 3 hits tonight. If that holds, it will tie a season best. What a career it's been for Manny Machado. Tough start to his 2026 season, but overall, 818 OPS. You know, he's a guy that he's got 2,100 hits, 2,107 now. So a little less than 900 away from 3,000. He's signed for 7 more years after this one. Certainly doable. Ten seasons with 25 or more home runs. Soft ground ball. Beatty bobbles it, recovers, but can't ultimately. Drops it again. And that'll be an E5.
It should be. You never know with these scorekeepers today.
True.
They're so hitter biased. Now, use 2 hands, that won't happen. Ball came up, hit him in the heel of the glove.
Ty France, next batter up. He's faced A.J. Minter 3 times, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in his career. Angels Dodgers still scoreless in the 7th.
It just turned midnight in New York.
Wonder what it's like around Madison Square Garden.
Feels like midnight to me. When did you get here, Steve?
I got here Wednesday night.
I got here yesterday.
And that one is caught by Carson Benj.
And there you go again, the defense that those 2 guys bring in the outfield. They cover a lot of ground. Now, this is a routine play if you get there, but there's some people that won't get there in time, have to make a diving catch.
Look at the chain in Benj's mouth while he's running.
I bet you he's perfected that.
So the Mets 1 out away, and that could be the out, and it is. Jackson Merrill lines out to Juan Soto. A great night all around for the Mets as they beat the Padres 5-0 to take game 1 of the series.
Well, they lost the first two in this on the road trip, and now they've come back and won 2 to even it out at 2 apiece. There's your hitting hero right there, Mr. Torrens. Luis, congratulations. 2 for 3, a double, a 2-run home run that gave the Mets the 4-0 lead they never relinquish. He's had a big day at the plate. A home run also by Jared Young. That is his 3rd, and he has been a big addition to this club. There he is right there, coming back off the IL.
Mets have now won 6 of 8 games as they beat the Padres 5-0. Christian Scott earns his 2nd consecutive win and his 2nd win overall. Jared Young 2 for 4, the solo home run, a couple of nifty plays over at first base. A beautiful time of game of 2 hours and 26 minutes. Meanwhile, the Padres have now lost 10 of their last 11. Mets baseball on Pix 11 brought to you by Spectrum. It's internet, mobile, and streaming TV, all from one place. It's only everything. By RWJ Barnabas Health. Learn more at rwjbh.org. By Home Serve Heating, cooling and water heaters, your local heating and cooling experts. And by Chase Sapphire Reserve for business, the business card that back all you put in. Once again, the final score here from San Diego: Mets 5, Padres 0. Our next telecast will be on SNY, a night game here on a Saturday night. Nolan McLean against the former Met Griffin Canning. Coverage begins at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Their next Pix game will be Sunday as the Mets take on the Atlanta Braves a week from this Sunday. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Coming up, that'll do it from us here. Once again, for Keith Hernandez, Michelle Margone, our entire SNY crew, the Mets beat the Padres 5-0.